The 53 was set yesterday, but now it's time to talk about the practice squad, and the Lions made 2 waiver claims to add to the Lions roster. Let's begin.
It's LeGarrette Blount here, man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, MicroMike, man.
Eddie Murray, former Detroit Lion. Make sure you watch MicroMike on YouTube.
Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron. Big shout out to MicroMike and YouTube channel, man.
Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
Before we get into the practice squad, there is some players that were released. Tight end Darren Fells. Apparently, the Detroit Lions do not like to have tight ends on this roster, as TJ Hockenson is the lone survivor right now. I expect to be placed back on the football team once the players that are hurt, like Tim Boyle, get placed on IR. I would fully expect these guys to be back on the roster because, hey, look, we got a good tight end, TJ Hockenson. He is right now the lone survivor, but you got to have more than one on there. So I expect them to re-sign Darren Fells and be good to go for week 1 versus the San Francisco 49ers. Same with Dean Marlowe. The Detroit Lions go ahead and they get their safety. Once they cut him, they just turn around and get him. So that's kind of what I expect from these guys, because it would not be good to go into week 1 with 3 safeties, 1 tight end. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Expect them to get re-signed once we just seen people get placed on IR for their injury. Do you like making a little bit of money on the side? Well, instead of doing a scratch-off ticket and going to Las Vegas, go to chatsports.com/LionsBet. Chatsports.com/LionsBet. Set us up with Bet Us. Go ahead and put in the promo code Lions125. You get a 125% deposit bonus, and you can make some money by betting on some games. Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, all that type of stuff is on Bet Us. So go ahead, go to chatsports.com/LionsBet. Put in that promo code. Get that 125 deposit bonus and make some money. The Detroit Lions picked up quarterback Steven Montez. I'm going to talk about him in a little bit. So before I jump into that, we'll just go ahead and talk about Sage Surratt, the wide receiver. He's on the practice squad there. It makes a lot of sense. Tommy Kraemer, a guy who we picked up as an undrafted free agent, placed him on the practice squad for the guard depth. Elise Mack and tight end Brock Wright, they make the practice squad as well. There's some of these guys that can develop. Maybe one of these guys get thrown up sooner rather than later in the 53. We'll have to see from there, because obviously having one tight end active doesn't make a lot of sense. Wide receiver Javon McKinley, another developmental player. We really need the help at the wide receiver position, and he has some upside. Running backs Dedrick Mills make this football team. I'm happy to see him on this football team. The Lions running backs did an amazing job. Tackle Darren Paulo didn't make the roster. We need help at tackle. Makes sense. And my favorite player that made this team, Craig Reynolds. Yes, this guy makes the practice squad. I'm extremely happy for Craig Reynolds. He was a standout in preseason, came in, everything against him, and he actually clears waivers and makes this football team. I'm happy to see that. So far, so good on offense. No issue at all. We go to defense here. Linebacker Tavante Beckett. He made some noise in preseason, was elevating his status. Nice to see him. That makes the practice squad. Rashad Berry, outside linebacker, making this team. No problem there. Getting help at the linebacker position. Nose tackle, Miles Brown, helping out in the interior. A good player to develop. Jalen Elliott, safety. Hey, we need safety help. We just released Dean Marlowe. Maybe he's a guy that can develop as well. Bruce Hector, defensive end and nickel. Robbie Coleman, a lot of people liked him because he did very well in the preseason. He makes the practice squad. So far, so great. Hey, special teams, Zane Gonzalez, he is a kicker there. No problem, I guess. Hey, if there's an issue with the kicker that we got today, I guess Zane Gonzalez can come in on a dime. If you haven't done already, go on Twitter and follow me at MicroMike85. I leave my DMs open. I post all information regarding my videos on there. So if you don't want to miss out and you're maybe not on YouTube all the time, go ahead, follow me on Twitter, and you won't miss out on the latest news and rumors regarding our Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions picked up 2 players from waiver wires. They wanted to upgrade the roster, one being a wide receiver, and obviously we needed a kicker because we had none on the roster. But the guy we got here is from Cleveland, is KhaDarel Hodge. He's 6'2", 205, 26 years old, 4 years experience. Last year he played in 9 games. He had 11 receptions for 180 yards, 0 touchdowns. You say, Mike, why would they pick up this type of wide receiver? Well, we have a lot of smaller receivers on this football team. We needed a guy with a little bit of length here, and now he is that size. He's 6'2". We needed a guy opposite of Terrell Williams and different dimensions than we currently have from many of the receivers on this roster, such as Amon-Ra St. Brown and Khalif Raymond. We needed to have a guy that can bring something a little bit different here. Now, he can play in the slot, but he can play on the outside as well. He has a higher ceiling and could be a good wide receiver weapon for Jared Goff. Is he going to light the NFL on fire? No, probably not, but that's okay because we needed to replace somebody of Brashard Perryman who has that capability of getting open with speed, but the difference between him and KhaDarel Hodge is he can actually catch the football. He's the only person last year with every reception was a first down. That is something nice to have here because we need to get first downs, and hopefully he can get implemented into the system really quick and make some plays for Jared Goff and Anthony Lynn's offense. Go in the comment section and grade these moves and the practice squad players that the Lions did. A, B, C, or D. Let me know what grade you have for the Detroit Lions practice squad and waiver claim. The next player the Detroit Lions picked up off of waivers was Austin Seibert, the kicker from the Bengals. He's 5'9", 214, doesn't really care about his size. Y'all want to know what his stats is because we need to have a kicker that can make the field goals when you need to make the field goal. For Seibert's career stats, he kicked 9 times, made 6 of them. He tried 9 extra points and made 8 of them. Yes, that's not the greatest stats in the world for a kicker, but he developed a little bit better this last offseason than when he started initially in the NFL, attempting to make a roster. I think he's better than what we've had with Bullock. Still, is this the long-term solution at kicker? That will be the question mark here. Hopefully he can come in and make some points for us and help us win some football games because our kicker situation is a little bit rough. He has a lot to prove in this upcoming season for the Lions, and if he doesn't make the kicks, we'll be having this discussion again next offseason. Go ahead and start with the quarterback the Lions picked up on the practice squad, and that's Steven Montez. He's 6'5", 235, and he's from Washington football team, a player who is trying to make their roster with 1 year's experience. We look at his stats in the preseason. He had 34 attempts, 23 completions for 136 yards and 1 touchdown. People want to know a little bit about Steven Montez. Well, he's actually a dual threat quarterback. Not too bad for the Lions to go ahead and throw in the practice squad. I think it makes sense, too, also. If the Lions are going to go against teams that have a dual threat quarterback, you can utilize Steven's skill set to go ahead and kind of play that role. For the Lions defense, we need to get a young guy to go ahead and develop. I have no issue with this practice squad candidate. All in all, a lot of interesting moves that the Detroit Lions made with the practice squad, just moving players here and there, a little cut here and there, just so they can figure out who's going on IR and to bring those players back. So everyone's maybe freaking out about the Darren Fells and Dean Marlowe thing. I would suggest just relax a little bit. I'm sure they will be back on the roster. The Lions need help at tight end. The Lions need help at safety. It would make absolutely zero common sense for them to cut them and not to bring them back on. We just got to wait for the injuries, and once that occur, once we know what's going on there, we should be A-okay. I love the offense. I love the fact that they brought in the running backs. The running backs performed extremely well in training camp, extremely well in preseason, and they got rewarded to either be on this roster or be on the practice squad. Well deserved. I always believe if the best players are playing well, keep them on the football team regardless if there's more running backs. Like you have a large amount of running backs. If they're that good, then you got to keep them on the team. There's going to be injuries. We're going to have injuries for the running back group, and you can just elevate a Craig Reynolds. You can elevate Mills. You can just go and elevate these people, and that's the important part. They can come in and play if we need help. And obviously, we need wide receivers to develop. We got players that we picked up today. Cool. But we need to develop players for the future. That is the whole point of the NFL draft, whole point of NFL free agency. Undrafted rookies is to throw them on a practice squad and let them develop. Getting the quarterback makes sense with these players as well. Develop the young talent for the future of this football team. And if it doesn't work out, it's no big deal. But if it does work out, you got players for the future of this football team, and that's always a good thing for the Detroit Lions, is getting players that can contribute not just this year, but years down the road. That is the definition of a rebuild. And with all these moves that's taken place with this new regime, the Detroit Lions are the second youngest football team in the NFL. That is a rebuild. And that is getting talent in that is young. I have no problem with that. Getting younger, getting talented players that can help out for the long haul of the Detroit Lions. We'll see how it works out, but I'm okay with the moves today. Tomorrow, we got the One Pride podcast on my channel, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you have questions, we may have answers, and you don't have to be a Lions fan to do it. Make sure you show up. It's a fun, interactive show. Throw comments in the comment section. We do mailbag. Hey, we as the panel, myself and others, will answer the questions as best as we can. And obviously, you got videos dropping every single day. That's why you got to hit that notification bell. Because if you don't hit it, you may miss out on those videos. So hit that notification bell so you get the latest news and rumors regarding our Detroit Lions. And that would be fantastic. Also, again, follow me on Twitter at MicroMike85. You can see me on Facebook as well, MicroMike. Get those follows, add as friends, and you won't miss out on no Lions content.